All right, so in this video, we will see like how we can write a Selenium first test case, right? So we have picked up some of the all right. So although I have not written the test case in the complete test case, in which like I'm going to this is the simple step like in which I'm launching a source demo website, right? And then I'm entering the username as a standard user, and then I'm passing the password as a secret source, and then I'm hitting on this login button. And once I hit on this login button, I'm just getting this source demo website, right? So that is the expected result here, right? So this is the simple test case I have written to showcase you guys like how we perform in the Selenium automation, right? And writing a simple test case once you join an automation tester, right? So you have to, because all these test cases you will be getting either from the manual testing team or the manual tester, or it will be there inside the like some of the tool like Jira or TestRail, or you can say other MTM, all these tools, or Bugzilla, right? So all these are the various test management tools in which like all these test cases will be present, and you have to get the details from the manual testing team, and you have to start automating all these test cases, right? So let us try to automate this, right? So let me take you to Eclipse. All right, so we are on Eclipse right now. So let me go to this srt test Java and click on new and create a new package called as test case, right? And let me create a new class as login test. Let me maximize a bit and dimension. Let me add the main method, and once I add this main method, let me copy all the rest of the steps from previous demo. Let me copy all the previous steps, right, from the previous sessions. So let me copy this since we are going to work on Chrome browser. So let me copy this and paste it over here, right? So Chrome driver, WebDriver manager.chrome driver. So this is going to launch Chrome driver, right? This is going to launch Chrome browser over here, and we'll be going to google.com. So instead of going to google.com, let me copy the URL, right? And URL of this, let me replace over here. And, let me delete all these lines, right? All right. So once we launch this source demo.com, right? So what happens is like we have to pass in this username and password, and then you have to click on this login button, right? So this is the manual steps, right? Whatever I told you just now. So these are the manual steps involved. But in order to work with the Selenium, how it works is like whichever web element you have. So on the web page, so whatever you see on the web page is a kind of element, right? So this is one of the element. This username text field is one of the element. This is password text field is another web element. This login page is one of the element. All these uh, labels, you can say all these text values or the labels that you see on the screen are all like some of the web elements, right? And these are the various web elements present on this page. So in order to interact with a web element, you have to identify that particular web element in which you are targeting to perform some action. So right now our action is to like hit right now our action is to like provide a username inside this username text field, right? So in order to do that, let me introduce you like one of the web. So in order to do that, we have to inspect this web page, right? So what we have to do is right click on this, you go to inspect, the last option, right? And click on this. And once you do that, what happens is like you'll be seeing all these HTML code over here. Right now it is showing as HTML code, right? So sometimes what you will see, so right now you can see all this HTML code here, right? So this is even it is shown here, even it is written like doc type HTML. So this is a HTML code actually, right? And it is starting from HTML and then going to head, body, and then div like that. It is going to multiple web elements, right? So what happens is like this is the head, right? So head is going to have other various others. You can see the tags will be present in the body. There is a body and there are various other tags. So right now we are not targeting. So as you just highlight, or you can just as you just mm, as when you perform like mouse over on any of these HTML tags, you can see the portion is getting highlighted at the top, right? So see the complete page is getting highlighted. This means like complete page, yeah, it is showing up here. So inside head, then it is body. So inside body, you can see the whole portion is getting highlighted. Then we have div, some portion of it will be highlighted. So like that, it is scripted. See, div class is equal to login underscore logo. So in this web element, it is pointing to this portion, right? So like this, if you mouse over, you will be able to see like what HTML code has been written in the backend, right? You have to understand that like how it has been written. And this is the value, right? This is the value. You can see this is matching with this, right? So this is the web element written for that web element, right? And if I scroll down a bit, right, and go inside this login wrapper, right? And if you want to highlight or if you want to target this username field, right? So you just select this arrow icon, right, and click on it. And once you do that, it will be highlighted, right? This is kind of a pointer. It has been highlighted. And inside this complete page, you can take this pointer to any of the portion. Right now, I'm pointing to this. It is showing the web element for this uh, Swag Labs, right? But our target is to like pass in the username in this text field. So what we can do is you can select this and just point to this and press enter. Once you do that, like whatever the HTML code that has been written, so that will be shown to you, right? And something new concept is like locator will be coming into picture. So what is the locator? So locator is like some identifier. Let's say I'm working with this username text field. So we'll be calling. So basically there are various locators are present like ID, name, XPath, CSS selector, class name, tag name. All these are various locators that are present in Selenium, right? So using that, we can locate any of these web elements on the web page, right? So when we perform this mouse over on this particular element, this will show a highlight portion. Do you see that? Do you see here like the blue portion over here, right? So this is the HTML code that has been written for this username text field. And you can see like ID value is username. So there are various locators that we have in the Selenium like ID, name, XPath, CSS, tag name, class name, right? So all these various locators are available using which Selenium is able to identify that. But since we have this ID, which is the simple one and straightforward one, so let us pick this ID which is having value as username. If it was not available, then we might have gone to like username as well. So we can pick any on, we can pick any one of these web element value, right? So whichever it's the best, you can just pick. So whichever you like the most, you can just pick based on your wish, because these are unique things, right? So let me try to copy this ID as username and go to Selenium and say driver dot find element by dot ID, and I'll pass the ID value as username, right? And we are targeting to enter some text in that. So we'll be using Selenium. One of the method is send keys. The job is to like pass in or type some values inside any web element, but we have to make sure like that is a text field. So what is the value that we are passing over here is source. Whatever the value that we are passing is standard user. So put semicolon. So this statement on line 16, it will try to find this web element which is whose ID is username. And then once it tries to get this username field, then it will try to enter the value, right? And similarly for the password, let us go to the UI and get the web element for password. So here also we have the ID as password. So let me copy this, go back to Eclipse, say driver dot find element by dot ID, and then say password dot send keys. And be passing the actual password. So this is the actual password secret source. And let me put the semicolon. Right. So right now, as for the test case, like we have launched the URL, we have passed the username, we have passed the password. Now we have to identify the locator for now we have to identify the locator for login button. So let me go to the UI, scroll down a bit. Let me use this pointer, right? And then press enter on this. So this is the web element for that, right? Click on this ID. So this web element is also login button is also having the ID as login button. So let me write the complete statement, right? Driver.find element by dot ID, and then we have to perform the click operation, right? So that it will perform the login. And once it is performing the login over here, standard user, right? This is the password. And let me click on login. So I think I entered username, right? It's all this. So once you are logged in, so what you have to ensure, like once you're logged in, you should be able to see this product at the top, right? So let me inspect this. What we'll do is, like, in order to make sure like we are logged in, we will just try to validate this. Let me press Control F and I'll just write simple XPath. I'll talk about XPath later on in the upcoming videos in detail, right? So this is at span contains text, and then we have to pass in the value of product in this, right? And what we'll do is, like, say driver dot find element by dot xpath. So xpath is another way of finding the web element. So I'll just use one of the method as text, which will actually get the text of the web element. So get the visible text of this web element, whatever you are passing. So since this is returning a string value, so I'll just copy this as product and just print this, right? And that's a product. So right now I'm just printing this value in the console, but later on in the upcoming videos we'll see, like, when we are going to the test-ng concept. So there we will talk about how we can validate this, right? Right now we are just printing. Right now we are just printing in the console to show you like how it is fetching the values from the UI and it is returning us, right? So let me put some weight, right? This is the hard-coded weight I'm paste, and this is the hard-coded weight I'm entering. So let me enter 4,000 milliseconds, which is actually like 4 seconds wait, and let me add those declaration. However, this hard-coded weight is not recommended at all. We have to use some smart weight, which we'll learn later in the upcoming videos. And I think we have launched. All right, so let me try to launch this and see if it works fine. All right, so Chrome driver has been launched. All right, so Chrome browser has been launched. Swag Lives has been launched and already performed the login. So we are on the login page right now, and after waiting for 4 seconds, it will close this. What a All right, so it has closed the browser. All right, so all right, so it has closed the browser, and you can see that it has printed the title as products, right? So this is how we are writing the actual test case, right? So firstly, although we have to do a lot of customization and a lot of optimization over here, but this is the simple way in which we write the Selenium test case, right? This is not following any standard approach right now, but this is the simple demo. You can see the scripts that I've shown you right now. And similarly, we'll be writing other test cases. Similarly, we'll be automating other test cases, and we'll be getting all these test cases from the manual testing team or any test management tool like Jira or TestRail or Xray. So all these tools have the complete test cases pre-written on the testing team who is working in the manual testing side. So they will be providing you all these test cases, and you can pick up all these test cases for the automation, and once it is being automated, you can run the execution. So that's all in this video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.